guys, it's Sav here. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make a really popular Vietnamese dessert called gia thai, and it's pretty much Asian cocktail, and it contains a lot of fruits, mostly canned, that you can get from any Asian market. You can use any assortment that you like. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make your own homemade jelly using agar powder, but you can buy the canned ones they sell. And also, I'm going to show you guys how to make faux pomegranate seeds, which is my absolute favorite thing to chew on. Well, that and also pineapple jelly. So I'm going to show you guys two ways, using all milk, or for me, lactose-free milk. And I will also show you how to make a coconut cream sauce instead, if that's your thing. But the reason why I don't actually recommend, or I don't do a lot of coconut cream, is because it will separate the longer that you let it sit. So unless you plan on doing individual cups where you eat it right away, that's fine. I actually don't recommend that you do a whole big container of it, as most Asian people. So keep watching and I'll show you guys how to make this light and refreshing Asian fruit cocktail. So here are some things that I will be using. Again, you can use your own assortment of fruits that you like. Starting from the right, you have coconut milk, some seedless lychee, rambutan, pineapple jelly, water chestnuts, which is very important for the faux pomegranate seeds. On top of that, I have agar powder. Here's what the powder looks like. It's very similar to unflavored gelatin, but this sets up a little bit more firmer than the unflavored gelatin. You will also need red and green food coloring and also some banana flavor or banana extract. And I'm also using some lactose-free milk, or you can use all half and half if you wish, but I'm lactose intolerant. I'm also going to be using some fresh jackfruit here. You can use the canned ones if you like. I don't like the taste of those, so I'm going to use fresh today. So first we're going to make our green jello. You want to take about a tablespoon of agar powder, add it to a small saucepan, and add in some water. As always, the recipe will be linked down below in the description box, okay? So here I am just taking a wire whisk and I'm whisking this all together until it's nice and smooth. Once your gelatin has dissolved, you want to take your small saucepan, move it onto the stove, and on medium heat, you want to go ahead and add in some sugar. Although I didn't show you guys, I actually did do that. And just whisk it on medium heat, let it come to a rolling boil for about literally a minute or so. And just keep whisking. Make sure you watch it as it will boil over. And then I turned off the heat, and now I'm adding in some green food coloring liquid and a good squirting of it because you want it to be dark green. Give it a nice whisk until it's completely combined. Then you want to transfer this mixture into a shallow pan or dish. I like to use a pie pan for this. It fits it perfectly. And so you let it cool down for a little bit at room temperature, and then you want to move this into the fridge and allow it to set completely. Now we work on our faux pomegranate seeds. I stacked some water chestnuts and I'm just slicing them. This is about 2 or 3. Give them 2 slices and then turn them and then slice through them again. It's not rocket science. Just want to cut little pieces, not too big. So now that I'm done chopping, I'm adding in my food coloring. I use probably like half of a bottle of the small liquid or food dye or food coloring. I like mine really red. When it looks red, I think it looks tastier to me. Then you want to take your tapioca starch and put in a little bit at a time. This is just to make sure that each of the pieces, they're covered properly and coated really well. I don't have any proper measurements for this part. Just know that you have to try to cover each piece and that make sure it's all white. I forgot to add water. A little bit of water is good in this. I would do about, looks like a tablespoon and a half of water, and then I'm adding in some more tapioca starch, like I said before, to make it all white. That's how I know it's ready. So your water chestnuts should look something like this. See how it's all mainly white and you really can't see a ton of red. Now what I'm doing here is I'm breaking up any pieces that have stuck together because that can happen during the mixing process. Now I'm taking a little bit at a time, I'm sifting them just slightly, just getting rid of some of the excess flour, but not too much. While your water is boiling, make sure you have an ice water bath ready to dip your faux pomegranate seeds in when they're done. So here is my boiling water. It has to be at a hard boil, okay? Then you want to dip in your faux pomegranate seeds all at once. And you can tell when they're done when they all float to the surface, and this can take anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes depending on how much tapioca starch is actually on them. And see how they're all nice and red and have floated to the surface? they are ready to be taken out, and you want to quickly dip them into your ice water bath and leave them in there until you're ready to use. Now for the coconut sauce, all you have to do is add in some coconut milk into a small saucepan, add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, and just whisk this all on medium heat. Don't bring it to a hard boil, just a light simmer, and just season it to taste. If you like it sweeter, add more sugar. And then set this aside, let it cool down. Now my jello has set. All I'm doing now is taking a knife and running it along the edges. This comes out really easily. Just take a plate, put it on top, flip over your jello, give it a couple of taps, and just give it a few good wiggles, and it should just plop right out. Ta-da! Pretty easy. So now all you have to do is cut up your tiny little strips. Again, like I said before, if you want, just go ahead and buy the canned green jelly if you want, or you can omit this part altogether. I do that sometimes too. So I threw in my jello into a cute little trifle bowl, and I also added in my faux pomegranate seeds. And now I'm going to add in some pineapple jelly. Now I'm adding in my lychee that I've actually halved. Now the jackfruit wasn't as ripe as I wanted it to be, so I'm actually chopping them up a little bit smaller than I usually chop them, just because I don't want my kids to bite into like a big chunky piece of like hard jackfruit, so I made them smaller. So I threw them into my trifle bowl. And now all that's left is adding in your liquid. I'm adding in my lactose-free milk. You can do whatever combination. You can use all half and half. You can use all milk. I actually like all milk. And I'm going to add a little bit of fat-free half and half just because I ran out of milk. Also, I want to mention, leave your faux pomegranate seeds in the ice water bath until you're ready to use. I didn't take into account how long it would take me to add in my milk because I had to stop and film, so they started to stick together, okay? So wait to the last minute. So now I'm adding in my red food coloring. You have to use liquid. If you use gel, it is crazy messy, and I've tried it before. It wasn't smart. It just takes a really long time to fully incorporate gel food coloring versus the liquid, obviously. And you don't have to do this part. I just think that with a little bit of color, it makes it look more appetizing. I also added in some castor sugar, anywhere from a quarter cup to a third of a cup. If you want, you can add in the syrup from the canned fruit, but I like to control how much sugar goes into this, so I don't do that. So to layer your drink, just place some faux pomegranate seeds in the bottom. I add some rambutan. I'm adding in some jackfruit. On top of the jackfruit, I'm going to add my green jelly. I cut them into cubes instead of strips for the cups. The next layer is the pineapple jelly, which is my favorite. Well, that and the faux pomegranate seeds. And then my halved lychee. Again, you can use any assortment of fruit that you like. You can use fresh, really, if you wanted to. And then finish it off with some shaved ice, and then just top it off with some of your coconut sauce that you made earlier. And that's it. You're pretty much good to go. I topped these with more shaved ice and also some coconut shavings and some chia seeds. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.